By virtue of the powers vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the Central University of Technology, Free State, for the purpose of awarding diplomas and conferring degrees. Chair of Council, Councillor Matthew Rantsu, members of Council of the Central University of Technology, Acting Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Alfred Ngowi, members of the Senate, Institutional Forum, Alumni Association President, SRC Presidents of Bloemfontein and Welcome Campuses, Students Representative Council, graduates, parents, ladies and gentlemen, I offer my most cordial greetings to you, watching from the comfort of your homes and showing your support to our graduates for their well-deserved achievements. Before we proceed with conferring of degrees and awarding of diplomas and certificates, I wish to make the following cursory remarks. With the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, we experienced the most traumatic turbulence of global proportion, which has disrupted households, communities, the higher education sector, and the workplace in general. Although we are now at lockdown level 1, we must remain vigilant and steadfast in our fight against the pandemic. We need to constantly comply with the lockdown regulations so that infection rates can continue to decrease. Under the current conditions, we are seeing how digital technologies are taking center stage in shaping the adaptation strategies of universities to transform their research work as well as teaching and learning. A virtual graduation mode is an illustration of our adaptation to this change. I turn now to the business of the day. We shall now proceed with the conferring of degrees and awarding of diplomas and certificates. I shall then call on the deans of the faculties to present candidates for the various degrees, diplomas, and certificates. May I call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, Professor W. Sitlalintwa, to present the candidates.
Chancellor Madam, I shall now introduce to you the candidates for the doctorate degrees in the Faculty of Humanities. Chancellor Madam, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to present Jaure Rikanos, a candidate for the Doctor of Education. The title of his thesis is Psychosocial Support for Learners in Child and Youth-Headed Households in the Context of Parental Labor Migration, Exploring Stakeholder-Based Support in Zimbabwe and South Africa. Rikanos Jaure was born in 1974 in Zimbabwe. He attended Mekamel School and Biriri High School in Mutare. He obtained a B.Ed degree from the Africa University in 2000 and an M.Ed degree in educational psychology from Great Zimbabwe University in 2015. He is married to Mujarazi, and the couple has 3 children. His qualitative study explored psychosocial support for left-behind learners following parental labor migration in South Africa and Zimbabwe, using the asset-based approach, the Broff-Benner ecological model. Data collection was guided by a constructivist paradigm and participatory approach, wherein focus group discussions, interviews, and information sharing sessions solicited data from 14 left-behind child learners heading households and 13 education and community informants. The thematic approach guided data analysis. The study concluded that left-behind learners are disadvantaged as regards psychosocial functioning, educational outcomes, and well-being. The study also revealed the significance of asset-based support from environmental stakeholders in supporting left-behind learners. This groundbreaking study adds new knowledge through offering a psychosocial support framework for left-behind learners in child and youth-headed households. Chancellor Madam, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to present Matolo Florina Manteme, a candidate for the degree Doctor of Education. The title of her thesis is An Evaluative Study in the Implementation of the 2014 Screening, Identification, Assessment, and Support Policy in Lejwe-Leputswa District, Free State. Manteme Florina Matulo obtained Bachelor of Education degree at the National University of Lesotho in 1999. She further obtained a Bachelor of Education honors degree, a postgraduate diploma in education, and a master's degree in education in 2005, 2006, and 2007, all from the University of the Free State. The candidate evaluated how educators implemented the inclusive 2014 screening, identification, assessment, and support policy, SIAS, at primary and secondary schools. The findings reveal that there was a statistically significant difference in the mean implementation scores between male and female educators and between primary and secondary schools. The internal and external training and development of educators were amongst the factors found to be impacting the effective application of the policy. The candidate developed a SIAS specialist support model that emphasizes the importance of support to learners who experience learning barriers. 2 articles from the research were accepted for publication in accredited international journals. Chancellor Madam, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to present Matsilani Nomshado Ruth, a candidate for the degree Doctor of Education. The title of her thesis is The Nature, Prevalence, and Perceived Effects of Sexual Harassment on Girls in Thaba Mofutshane District Secondary Schools in the Free State. Nomshado Ruth Matsilani is from Harrismith, Free State Province in South Africa. She holds a PTD in senior phase from Bonamelo, which she received in 1991, FDE, Educational Guidance from Rand Afrikaans University, 1995, BA from Uniqua, 1998, B.Ed in Educational Psychology from Northwest University, 2003, and M.Ed Educational Psychology from Northwest University, 2006. She thereafter joined CUT to pursue her PhD. Matsilani's study adopted mixed methods approach wherein psychometric instruments and interviews were used to collect data. The feminist theory and gender discrimination were theoretical and conceptual frameworks for the study, respectively. Data were gathered from 167 girls and 5 district officials. Using the SPSS and thematic data analysis, Matsilani's study revealed a high prevalence of sexual harassment of girls particularly. Matsilani developed a sexual harassment reporting model to assist schools with reporting sexual harassment cases in schools. The model proposes the structures and officials responsible for receiving complaints and ensuing case referral processes in mitigating the sexual harassment of learners. Chancellor Madam, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to present Morolong Itumeleng Percival, a candidate for the degree Doctor of Education. The title of his thesis is Attrition Among First-Year University of Technology Students, a study of first-year somatology and human resources management students at the Central University of Technology, Bloemfontein. Mr. Morolong completed his MTech degree at the Central University of Technology in 2008. He joined CUT in 2000 2011 as a curriculum developer and progressed to institutional researcher and then to quality enhancement advisors responsible for reviews. He completed his doctoral studies thesis entitled Attrition Among First-Year University of Technology Students, a study of first-year somatology and human resource management students at the CUT Bloemfontein. The findings reveal that homes that are not conducive to learning and students not meeting admission requirements have an impact on academic performance. The study proposes development of a system for monitoring of student progress through a mobile app at a University of Technology, which will assist in identifying at-risk students with the aim of implementing interventions that will assist students to be successful in their studies. The study produced 2 international publications and a book chapter, which is currently under review for publication. Chancellor, Madam, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to present Williams Titus, a candidate for Doctor of Education degree. The title of his thesis is Social Justice, Considerations for Teaching of Controversial Social Science Topics in a Multicultural Primary School Settings, a case study of university teacher education students. Mr. Titus Williams obtained a Master of Education degree from the University of the Free State in 2015. He joined CUT in 2011 as the faculty administrator in the Faculty of Humanities. He completed his doctoral thesis titled Social Justice Considerations for the Teaching of Controversial Social Science Topics in Multicultural Primary School Settings, a case study of university teacher education students. The findings revealed that teacher education students' fear of being ostracized leaves them vulnerable and apparently unwilling to teach controversial topics in a multicultural primary school. The study recommends adoption of a more positive and realistic view of social science as a school subject and willingness to collaborate with society to advance social cohesion and citizenship in multicultural primary school settings. The study produced 3 international publications. Chancellor, Madam, I request you to confer the doctoral degrees of Faculty of Humanities on all doctoral candidates presented.
I confer the doctoral degrees in the Faculty of Humanities on Jaure Ricanos, Matolo Florina Manteme, Mazilani Nomshado Ruth, Morolong Itumeleng Percival, Williams Titus.
Chancellor, Madam, I shall now introduce the candidates for the Magister and Master's degrees in the Faculty of Humanities. Magister Technologiae Design, Vandenberg Kala. The title of her dissertation is Nostalgia as a Design Strategy in Facebook Campaign to Revitalize a South African Banking Tradition. Master of Communication in Language Practice, Klebere M. Siape. The title of her dissertation is The Structuralistic Approach in Selected Sesotho Novels, Nasajini Kokobela, CID, by K.E. Nzani, and Na Gemang, by KPD Mapal. Master of Education, Van Zyl Peter Venner. The title of his dissertation, The Use of Extracurricular Activities in Promoting the Holistic Development of Learners in Multicultural Schools of the Free State Province. Van Sale Sanei, and she is receiving the degree cum laude. The title of her dissertation is Suggested Strategies for School Management Team Members in Supporting the Well-Being of Novice Teachers in Multicultural School Settings of the Free State Province. Chancellor Madam, I request you to confer the degrees and award certificates and diplomas to the candidates who have qualified for these awards, whose names appear in the program.
I shall confer the degrees and award the certificates and diplomas as requested.
Faculty of Humanities. Honors degree. Bachelor of Education Honors in Education Management. Bosakwe, ML. Bulana, TN. Bullock, CD. Kumalo, MR. Lobi, BS. Makibile, MB. Malebu, BB. Manyika, TE. Matiti, LH. Mohapi, IP. Mukotu, MC. Musia, DV. Mutumi, MG, cum laude. Ndishe, MG. Pepenene, NE. Kwai, BM. Ramile, E. Ratsiu, ET. Setlare, KGS. Bachelor of Education Honors, Educational Management. Oliphant, K. Tswela, WK. Postgraduate Certificate. Postgraduate Certificate in Education. Dodo, SA. Lepile, LL. Mohokare, DS. Mokgeti, PP. Musia, MP. Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Senior Phase and Further Education and Training Phase. April, P. George, ZS. Khwabane, TE. Liepo, DP. Letlojane, PT. Mahlai, MI. Marumo, MA. Marumo, SG. Mashele, ZW. Matsoso, BA. Melesi, MS. Memela, N. Metwa, T, cum laude. Mofokeng, TP. Mohaswane, RA, cum laude. Mukeki, G, cum laude. Mukurutlo, RL. Monyatsi, TS. Mutibedi, MO. Nembambula, KP, cum laude. Ncita, A. Nklele, N. Phatsa, MM. Ramonare, K. Resent, NM. Siamechu, MR, cum laude. Shoba, S. Setejo, MM, cum laude. Storm, LJ, cum laude. Tafeni, TW, cum laude. Tsotsotso, NF. Baccalaureate Technology degrees. Baccalaureate Technology, Graphic Design. Gray, L, cum laude. Baccalaureate Technology, Language Practice. Khadebe, SP. Advanced Diploma. Advanced Diploma in Language Practice. Degeda, NC. Bachelor of Education degrees. Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and FET Teaching. Specialization, Computer Science. Lesime, KR. Muditle, P. Moswaka, MF. Nkomo, AP. Nonyane, MA. Ntonyani, MM. Stearman, MP. Tolo, PR. Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and FET Teaching. Specialization, Economic and Management Sciences. Hlahla, MR. Hlalele, RJ. Khohlokwane, MM. Kwacha, K. Liu, CA. Lekeka, KJ. Masunyane, KJ. Matebula, LI. Matuka, TR. May, MA. Mhlafu, T. Mkize, G. Mochwari, TL. Mukocho, KR. Molebatsi, RP. Mtshali, B. Ndlaze, TS. Qotho, S. Rabete, M. Ramohlokwane, EN. Tladi, JM. Tseke, LN. Ubise, DT. Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and FET Teaching. Specialization, Language Education. Halahala, TG. Karedi, MS. Kumalo, LNP. Lekekela, VM. Mahlobokwane, RP. Makole, MM. May, TM. Mazibuko, SP. Meko, MP. Meselar, PF. Mudisane, TH. Mukwena, M. Mokwa, T. Mutaung, TH. Msimango, PS. Mulufi, AR. Ntejane, LC. Rabohlale, N. Ramoji, MTD. Sibolai, DA. Sihloho, LM. Sihloholo, KJ. Sillo, SD. Sisita, AG. Smama, PN. Start, P. Tsotetsi, BP. Tukuse, T. Q, DN. Yekiso, MJ. Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and FET Teaching. Specialization, Mathematics. Betana, MA. Mwekwa, LG. Mufu, AN. Molawa, T. Sebotsa, TP. Kongo, Z. Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and FET Teaching. Specialization, Natural Sciences. Betana, T. Butipe, VT. Jakubo, N. Lepole, PH. Masangeni, S. Monnatlale, R.E. Hlenyama, B.S. Noka, K.M. Ramota, M.N. Silimela, T.I. Sigaka, U. Tlotlalemazwi, J.S. Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and FET Teaching. Specialization, Technology. Jansen, DJ. Kotze, J. Makebe, T.E. Mlotshwa, S.A. Muhoje, E.S. Mudiane, T. Munokwane, LP. Mzamo, MS. Baccalaureate Educationist degrees. Baccalaureate Educationist, FET, Specialization, Computer Science. Buyambo, S. Buyeye, TC. Baccalaureate Educationist, FET, Specialization, Economic and Management Sciences. Sebohodi, DV. Baccalaureate Educationist, FET, Specialization, Languages. Mohlamme, DE. Baccalaureate Educationist, FET, Specialization, Natural Sciences. Mosala, EEM. National Diploma. National Diploma, Language Practice. Malchas, CL. Musikare, T. Musimane, T. Diplomas. Diploma in Design and Studio Art. Daumas, T. Letswamotse, KY. Mambulu, S. Mwatlodi, BB. Mokorotlo, PC. Motsiare, M. Diploma in Language Practice and Media Studies. Moleme, PR. Nkhabu, PN.
Madam Chancellor, Justice Mulemela, Chairperson of Council, Councillor Matthew Ranso, Members of Council, Senate, Institutional Forum, SRC Presidents of Bloemfontein and Welcome Campuses, Management Committee members, representatives from business, government, and industry, graduates, parents and guardians, members of staff, our CUT community and the family at large, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to deliver this address of the second visual graduation ceremony of 2021 at the Central University of Technology, Free State. I wish to mention that this is the first graduation ceremony that I am officiating as the acting Vice-chancellor and principal since my appointment earlier this month, for which I am humbly appreciative. I wish to extend my sincerest welcome to you as we celebrate this grand occasion, at which we'll be witnessing and conferring the qualifications on spouses, sons and daughters, parents and guardians, and friends. I agree with Madam Chancellor, Justice Molomela, in her remarks earlier, that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought about the most traumatic turbulence of global proportion, which has been disruptive to many sectors, including universities. This visual graduation ceremony today is a testament of our efforts to adapting to the new normal. While CUT continues to apply stringent measures to ensure safety of students, staff, and other stakeholders during this time, we urge everyone to take care of their own health and well-being. It is important to adhere to all the preventative protocols as prescribed by the Department of Health in order to minimize the risk of infection for yourself and for others. We urge our graduates, staff, and students to act responsibly and follow a strict hand hygiene regime, maintain physical distance, and restrict movement as much as possible. As CUT, we will continue to do our part in preventing infection risks and to combat this disease with research and science. Together, we'll be able to overcome this pandemic. The graduates who were announced today are part of 802 recipients to whom the university has conferred degrees, diplomas, certificates in 2021. Out of the qualifications that have been conferred this year, 17 are doctoral degrees, while 31 are master's degrees. About 754 are the undergraduate degrees, diplomas, and certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, a graduation is one of the most important elements in one's personal life. It is the pinnacle of a student's academic pursuits and the outcome of several years or months of toiling despite many setbacks. We are aware of the struggles that students must overcome in order to reach the finishing line. And for that, we take off our heads to you. You deserve a round of applause. I find it befitting that I also acknowledge the contribution of academic staff for your consistent efforts and unwavering dedication to delivering education that is of high standard. You too deserve to be congratulated and celebrated. Equally, you deserve a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, we take our 2030 vision seriously as a leading Africa University of Technology. A foundation has been laid, and ours is to contribute towards this vision by our thoughts and action. We have made a conscious decision not to succumb to the notion that the country faces a bleak future. CUT has exploited the opportunity to promote innovation and entrepreneurship as a means of bridging the employment gap. In fact, CUT is among leading universities of technology in driving the entrepreneurship and innovation agenda in higher education. It remains our aspiration to equip young people with the skills and knowledge that are prerequisite for growing their own businesses and creating job opportunities for others. Since we started building an entrepreneurial education and innovation program in 2014, we have not looked back, as entrepreneurship and innovation are now embedded in our teaching and learning, research, as well as the community engagement programs. And we have established robust innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystems at both of our campuses. This year, the unveiling of iGym, that is a place where ideas are discussed to determine their commercial viability at the Welcome campus, was a remarkable development which has also bolstered efforts towards scaling up the entrepreneurship and innovation programs in the Northern Free State. Our staff, students, and the community will use this hub to transform ideas into commercially viable products. Graduates, a tertiary qualification renders you more privileged than the previous generation, as you constitute the first generation to obtain your qualifications since 1994. I certainly hope that this will be enough to inspire you to create jobs for others. I encourage you to rise to the occasion. I urge you to create your own wealth by pursuing entrepreneurship as an alternative to seeking employment. By focusing on entrepreneurship, you will not only be creating employment for yourselves, but for others as well. In closing, allow me to commend our graduates for their well-deserved achievement. I wish to reiterate my appreciation to the parents and guardians, spouses, and lecturers for the important role that they have played in your academic life. I also wish to thank support staff from all divisions, notably the registrar and her team, for the sterling leadership in providing direction to all role players during the preparations of this huge academic project. You have made our university proud on many occasions. Lastly, I wish to commend Madam Chancellor, Justice Molemela, for presiding over this graduation ceremony of 2021. Our council for their leadership and commitment to CUT and their contribution to its advancement. I thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby declare this congregation of the Central University of Technology, Free State, officially dissolved. On behalf of the Central University of Technology, Free State, and the congregation, I thank our graduates for choosing this university as your intellectual home. You are truly privileged to be graduating at the time the world is looking up to you for solutions of the 21st century. To our partners, thank you for your contribution to the advancement of this university. I thank you.